Hello there, I'm Malkarth the Bear, and here are 10... Wait, hang on a second.
Oh my god!
Okay, it's been a while since I did one of these. A long while, you could say. Oh god. Oh god. But that is okay, because we're gonna make up for the 9 months of unanswered questions with a 100 question special. That's right, I've gone through all of them and picked out the best ones to answer, and because I don't want this video being an hour long, I'm gonna be doing my best to answer them quickly. If you don't see your question here in this video, that means it was either deleted for being inappropriate or redundant. As well, to save time, I'm just going to start posting the link to these videos to the questions on Tellonym instead of answering them twice. Since the gaps between Tellonym vids are so large, this might actually come to be the new meta for me of just waiting for a substantial amount of new questions and then answering them all in one big go just like this. But without further ado, let's start answering questions! Here we go! What was the last present you made someone? Honestly, I don't really make physical stuff anymore. The latest gift I got somebody was an expensive skin in Dota, but the last thing I personally made was a drawing of a character for my tabletop for somebody, and that was like 5 years ago. When was the last time you liked someone? If you mean liked as in dated, around 2 months ago, and it was a mistake I'm still regretting. Ever eat something really nasty, and if yes, what? While not exactly nasty on its own, what this caused was nasty. Historically, I've had a bad stomach for very spicy things, and on my bucket list I had down that I wanted to eat a raw habanero pepper. I finally got my hands on some and I ate one, and boy, it was hot, but I was handling it fine. Foolishly, I then decided to eat a smaller habanero, thinking I could handle 2. What resulted was me puking my guts out and being incapacitated in bed for the rest of the day. How do you react when you get a compliment that you don't deserve? I've been told that I seem to suffer from some sort of imposter syndrome, so yeah, I don't think I ever deserve any compliments, really. I'll thank people, but I think I'm always looking for constructive criticism instead of just nice words. Do you answer if I write you a message? So in my server, I have the Ask to DM tag, and it's there for a reason. I'm completely fine with talking to new people and meeting interesting folks, but recently I tend to get a lot of scammers messaging me non-stop, so as long as you're not planning to harass me or waste my time, I'm okay being messaged. Just keep in mind if I don't respond to you immediately, it either means I'm very busy or I'm not comfortable talking to you. What you up to the coming days? I'm going to be seeing if I can make some new shorts out of the recent stuff I've recorded. I'm going to be sorting through all of my external hard drives that are a complete mess. And I'm going to have to maybe see if I can get a new job because, after all,
we've got to have money.
What's the stupidest thing parents can do to their kids? Well, there's a lot of stupid things that parents can do to their kids. Among the highest, I'd say, is spoil them, neglect them, abuse them. Basically, if you shouldn't have kids, you shouldn't have kids. And unfortunately, that seems to be the majority of people I know nowadays. What are you dreaming of? Madness. Usually I'm dreaming of complete madness. Nothing in my dreams ever makes any goddamn lick of sense. And some of them are prophetic. I still don't understand how that is because I have friends that also claim they have prophetic dreams. What the hell is even the human mind? Which games do you have on your phone? My phone is very much so more of a tool than something that I would ever play games on, but what games are on that are old is RuneScape, Legends of Runeterra, whatever the hell Legends of Eidolon is, and Pokemon Home. Was there a childhood toy that meant a lot to you? What, that one? Yes, the toy of my childhood was a stuffed bear given to me by my grandmother, and I would take it everywhere. To the park, to the movies, it did not matter. It was coming with me. I would wrestle with it. I would bite on it. I would yeet that sucker, and by God, I would sleep with it every night. And I still have it to this day, sitting on my dresser, watching me do this crazy stuff every day. So you know what? Kudos to him. He's a tough sumbitch. Can you remember the last time you were upset with yourself? My brain isn't capable of letting me have peace of mind. So yes, I remember the last time I was upset with myself because I am always upset with myself every freaking day, every freaking hour. Do you like to paint? Not really, no. I think the last time I painted something for somebody, they told me it looked like a clown barfed on a pile of afterbirth, so yeah. What do you remember from kindergarten? I remember I had a horrible teacher that wouldn't let me go to the bathroom, even though I was sprinting around the room in circles, desperately needing to go to the bathroom, but she just kept telling me no, 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 because she was talking to a friend or something that was in the classroom, so I just had to piss my pants in front of her and she reprimanded me for that, even though she wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. Yeah, I hate school. I hated school all the way through, just as a bonus fact. What was the best day you had lately?
Picture it. Sicily, 1912.
Can you swim? About as well as a 30-pound dumbbell. And that makes sense because I passionately hate the ocean and all water because of it. I firmly am with Mr. Torg on nuking that thing into oblivion. Do you enjoy making videos? Yes, I love making videos. Creating quirky edits, silly concepts, serious tones. I find it all incredibly fun. But what I don't find fun is the stress associated with trying to make a living off of it. As much as I enjoy making vids, I acknowledge very much so that I'm not cut out for a full-time lifestyle of it. I want to make what I want to make, and that isn't good for the almighty algorithm due to none of it trending, too infrequent, and too different. I could never see myself uploading twice daily about Fortnite or streaming 8 hours straight of the most recent game to come out. It's not my style. Plus, have you guys seen YouTube revenue if you're a small channel? Zurel recently posted about that latest Monkey Wrench episode that got like 400k views or something, and it didn't even break 2k income. Like, that is horrible! You can't pay expenses with all that hard work on this site. I'd be better off selling the schmado-schmedgens than ever trying something like that. And that is impressive. I have nothing of that caliber. What made you think to become a furry? So this one is a bit odd. I can't say that it's a genetic thing, even though it is, because I'm a bear. It's definitely more of an influence type deal. And that being said, what influenced it is probably my extreme disdain for humanity. I hate people, and therefore I hate humans. Have you seen humans? They do terrible, awful, no good, very bad things daily, and I loathe them for it. But animals? They're chill and cool. You can't catch a panther embezzling tax money to reroute fresh water from a village to a processing plant. Plus, you know, creative-wise, humans are extremely boring and plain by design, whereas with furries, you can have the entire animal kingdom. Enough said. Last time you felt ashamed for somebody else? You mean like secondhand embarrassment? Never, because I relish in that feeling. Sort of a sadistic pleasure of mine. You like art?
I don't like art. I love it.
Who would you like to be with right now? My wife. Say hello, wife.
Hello.
She is wife. Who's your favorite Pokemon? Oh god, this is the first actual hard question. Ah, god, don't make me choose. Okay, I'll cut you a deal. I'll tell you my top 10 and my favorite type. My favorite type of Pokemon is Ghost. My top 10 from lowest to highest is Trapinch, Blaziken, Caesar, Snorlax, Muck, Jirachi, Spiritomb, Metagross, Goodra, and Cofagrius. Is there someone you've been thinking about lately? Yeah, every waking moment of my life. Oh man, I'll be back for you someday, buddy, I promise! What goes through your mind when men dye their hair? You got this, King. You look fucking gorgeous. Ever question your sexuality? Why? Growing up in a strongly Christian household, I was frequently told that being gay was worse than being Hitler, so I believed it until I gained enough common sense to realize religion was horrible. After that, I started looking towards things I had been forced to shun for no good reason, and after seeing one particularly spicy pic, I realized that it was not just women that did it for me. Whew. God damn. What stands between you and your ideal life?
Money.
How was your night last night? Meh. Have you ever spoken to a stranger? Yes. Part of being an adult is dealing with new people and strangers all the time, especially if you're working a job like public retail. The only way you haven't spoken to any strangers at all is if you're extremely sheltered or you are way too young to have a mind of your own. In which case I pity you for both. Which app do you spend the most time on? Easily Discord. I text people every day, all the time. If it's not that, then it would have to be YouTube. How will the world change 50 years from now? Considering how history often repeats itself, I'm not even sure if we'll have 50 more years. It seems like the human race is hell-bent on destroying itself, so I don't know, maybe World War III will pop up between now and then. Hopefully I'm dead and not around for it. Do you drink alcohol? No. When I was younger, all the fucking time. But there was one night where I went on a crazy bender and I mixed like 7 different alcohols, and not weak ones like beers, like full-on liquors and Bacardi 151, which they don't even fucking make anymore. And the combination of it just incapacitated me into a hangover for like 2 full days. And after that, I fucking swore off it forever, and I have been sober since. When is your B-Day? It's nestled in the month of June, and for a present, you can hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. It's free. Please, dear God, be kind! Do you think love or sex is more important, and why? Hot take, but if anybody ever tells you that sex is better than love and that you should only get into relationships for the sake of having sex, they're a complete moron. In my opinion, there is absolutely no conceivable way sex ever beats genuine love, no matter how good it is. And honestly, once you get mature enough, you stop thinking like that anyway. Sex is mid, and the only people who crave it that desperately are the stupid, the touch-starved, and the immature. Being able to be vulnerable and be comforted by someone in your darkest moments is always a superior feeling, and I'd rather spend the rest of my days with my loving wife than bang 1,000 one-night hookers. Take it from an old bear. I've had a lot of relationships that were sex-focused, and those crumbled hard, because at the end of the day, you'll realize you have no real feelings for that person aside from infatuation. What was the place where you last ate outside? So if I wanted to be technical, I would just say that I ate a hot dog while going down the side of the road the other day because I was in a hurry. I usually eat all my food indoors, but I realize this question's a little more complicated if you think, when's the last time you ate, like, at a picnic? And the answer to that is, like, over a decade ago or something, like, at a public park with the family. Like, it has genuinely been forever since I've actually just had, like, a picnic or something. Like, damn, time flies. Are you still in contact with your childhood best friend? Childhood as in 8th grade and down? Elementary? No, hell no. Those people grew up and grew away from me as soon as they could, presumably, because they never tried to contact or seek me out. Now, in high school first year, though, I happened to make a very good friend who I've done a lot with. In fact, he's the only friend I made from schooling that is still here.
Yep, I'm still here.
Unfortunately, life is kicking both of our asses, because as you all might be aware, life fucking sucks.
Life is stupid.
But hey, at least I can make some good out of it. Behold, the nefarious evil powers of video editing.
Yep, I'm stupid.
Would you give your partner your phone code? Yes? Is this just a thing where, like, people don't share phone codes with each other because they're hiding stuff? Like, that's just sketchy as fuck. You're supposed to trust your goddamn partner. Why are you hiding stuff on your phone from them? Nope, that's bad. What's your opinion on roses? Overrated, definitely overrated as far as flowers go. Now you give me some guns and roses. Ooh. That's some classic right there. What is wrong with you last few days?
It all started when I was born.
What in your life are you excited about at the moment? Probably finishing the cave that I moved into, that I mentioned in the previous Tellonym. I did the move, and I'm here now. I would like to get the place done and all souped up. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. What strange thing has happened to you on a bus or train? I actually don't like buses or trains. Not had strange things, but have bad things happen to me on them. I am, for whatever reason, more partial to taking planes, actually. So the next time somebody asks me about strange things on a plane, we've got stories then. If you could choose a style of architecture for the world to use exclusively, what would it be? Now that's an interesting question. I think I'd have to say, from just the bias that I have, Egyptian. Full send on Egyptian. Infinite bacon, but no games. Or infinite games, but no games. 17. Did you kiss someone today? Yes, I did. I kissed his big tummy all over. Look at that big boy. Oh, yes, he's so heavy. Why do you look so good? Well, well, you know, I just, oh God, oh Jesus. Are you a polite person? Generally, yeah. I always try to be courteous and kind and always take people's emotions into consideration when I interact with them. Of course, if someone upsets me or makes me mad or is just instigating and being an absolute asshole, then no, that demeanor completely 180s, because I am not afraid to be mean. Best thing that happened today? I uninstalled League of Legends since people stopped asking me to play it every goddamn other day. So, yeah, that's probably the highlight of the month, actually. Be careful when it comes to love. Why? Because for what all happiness and joy it can bring you, it can deliver unto you tenfold more in pain and grief. As a wise wizard once said,
You know, lad, that love business is a powerful thing.
Greater than gravity?
Well, yes, boy, in its way, I'd say it's the greatest force on Earth.
do you have someone in your sights at the moment? Yeah, could you do me a favor and stop moving around so much? Broke the law? Why? I mean, I might have jaywalked once or twice in my life. Why? Are you a fucking cop? Do you need your partner to be tidy, and why? Not necessarily. It's okay to be a bit messy. It's not Buckingham Palace, your house. Like, you can just leave it as it is. Like, yeah, you should be able to pick up after yourselves. That's to be expected, but I don't expect, like, me or anybody else to be constantly spit-shining the entire house top to bottom. Like, that's just unrealistic expectations. When are you most naturally yourself? I am most naturally myself when I am not in a forced social circumstance. You know, when you have to work with really bad coworkers or your boss is a complete piece of shit, but you can't tell anybody off or tell anybody to go die because then you'll lose your job and then you can't make ends meet. Yeah, that's when I have to put on a facade and effectively pretend that, you know, I am just the most vanilla, basic person ever. When I'm outside of that, I'm always just my goofy, regular self. Who did you last text and what did the message say? The last thing I texted was, "Good night, love you, mwah," to my wife. What would you really like to do again? Honestly, I would really like to get back into telling those dad jokes that I started the channel with, kind of. Well, most of it's on TikTok, but I don't know, I just kind of grew out of doing that for some reason or another, and I'd like to get back to doing it. I guess I just haven't really been in that mindset. Like I say, I usually make what I want to make, so it's all dependent on my mood, and I haven't been in the mood to do those again, but I think people would like it if I did do that, so I might release some, you know, sooner or later. What words really made you feel bad? Probably not surprising to hear this about a bisexual furry, but I was bullied a lot growing up, to the point that it made me become extremely cynical towards the human race entirely. I learned to stop caring about harmful things people were saying and to just block or ignore them for my own well-being. So, not anymore, I guess, but I suppose I believe that actions speak louder than words anyway. Can you act? I guess playing up on the imposter thing. As much as I would like to believe so, considering I do a lot of voice acting and just, you know, acting, role-playing in general for, like, the tabletop and stuff that I host, I don't think it's anything noteworthy. A lot of people will tell you things, and a lot of people tell me otherwise, but I believe that most of it's just bias. Like, I don't think anything I do is even worth a nickel. So, Is there something you miss currently? Yeah, I told you to stop fucking moving! What did you last take a pic of with your phone? This. I haven't looked at my phone as to what it will be on the screen right now, but here you go. This is the last picture on my phone. Enjoy. Or don't. Whatever. Dogs or cats? Absolutely cats. No contest. I cannot stand dogs for the most part. Like, yeah, I can look at cute videos of them or whatever, but dogs are fucking noise machines that do not shut the fuck up. They don't get tired of barking. They love it. They love barking. And I have had so many problems with sleeping in the past because of dogs. So, yeah, no, I'll take the silent asshole pet instead of the loud alarm one. Thank you. Did you ever play Fortnite? Not only did I play Fortnite and still occasionally do play Fortnite, but I have a founder's account for the game because I funded it back when it was coming out during my vocational schooling years, like when it was just the zombie battle defense game, the tower defense thing. And it wickedly evolved into something that I could never have foreseen. I basically played it competently up until, I think, Season 4 or something, and then I dropped it for whatever else. But I did come back sporadically here and there just to play more of it. It's alright. It's better than Roblox, I'll say that. Sure, there you go, you can have that. Put that on record. Why are you like you? Fuck! How far would you move for a relationship? Example, another city or country. Fun fact, I am living evidence that you can have a successful long-distance relationship, and I mean long-distance. They were out of the country, away from mine entirely, and I was so dedicated to them and wanting to make it work that I paid them visits. I paid the plane tickets. I slept at the airport during the layovers, because that's just how dedicated I was to making that relationship work. And we didn't even need that to be married as we are now. It just helped everything. So, yeah, if I'm genuinely into you, and I feel like you are genuinely into me, and it would be fantastic, then I will do my best to move the mountains for you if I can. How long did your longest relationship last? Currently still going, and about a decade strong. I'm wondering, are you into somebody currently? Fuck no. In fact, that last one went so bad, I think I don't want to be a polygamist anymore, to be honest with you. Is falling in love something that scares you? Absolutely! It is a terrifying concept. You leave yourself exposed and vulnerable, hoping to be comforted and loved, and they might not even reciprocate it and break your heart into a billion pieces. Please see previous statement! Would you ever adopt a child? Yes, that actually is the plan. I plan to adopt at least 2 children, but I only want to do so when I am financially well enough to be able to provide and take care of them extensively. I would never consider taking on children when I was not ready for it, nor would my partner be ready for it. Would you describe yourself as a sarcastic person?
No.
Who do you spend the most time with? It's definitely either between my wife or my cat. Don't make me choose! What's your usual bedtime? Considering sleep is for the weak, whenever I need to go to bed. Otherwise, I'm just going to pass out when I feel like passing out, goddammit. Got siblings? Yep, I've got 2 younger ones and 1 older one, and none of them are bears. Shocker. Showering in the morning or at night? I shower whenever I need a fucking shower. The time of day is completely irrelevant. If I stinky, I go get rid of stinky. So as soon as I detect I am stinky. The end. What if my partner is body shaming me? What do I do? Tell them to stop fucking moving! You a summer or winter person? Definitely winter, just being a bear. I do like just sleeping for extremely long periods of time. Just get up, eat food, and then go hibernate for, like, eternity. The main reason, though, why I like winter is because all of the bugs die or hide. Regardless, they're not in my face or bothering me or biting me. So for that, I have to give it to winter.
Thick.
Okay, look. I have no idea what it is with artists when I get commissions of myself, but every time I get them, I get thicker. My hips get wider, and I don't know why. It is not something that I asked for, it's just something that happens. And you know what? I'm not gonna tell them that they're wrong to draw that. I'm not gonna tell them anything. I just appreciate the art. But something is happening. How much more can I go before my thunder thighs are the size of a power grid? Do you play a lot of League? I used to. I started playing League of Legends when Aatrox came out back in, I think, Season 2 or 3, whenever that was. And I played pretty diligently with my friends, always like placing low gold because we just wanted the rank rewards. But as time went on and Riot became more and more of a shithole company, we lost all interest in the game. It was no longer fun, it was just frustrating to play. So they fell off and I only played it sporadically on request from other friends. But the most recent season, as of the timing of this video, basically obliterated the only way I enjoyed playing, so I no longer give a shit about it, and like I said, I uninstalled it. So if you don't play League of Legends, good. Keep it that way. Republican or Democrat? Neither. Fuck politics. Is it easy for you to love, or do you need time? Following with my previous statements, it was easy. Now I need time. I think reasonably going forward, I expect at least a year of dating before I even consider loving a person now. Your opinion about K-pop? I don't really think I have one. I have not listened to a lot of K-pop. It's like boy band, but Korean, right? So I'm sure it can't be that bad. I just don't know if it's music for me, you know? Are you different when you've had something to drink? How? No, when I did drink, it just turned me into a giggly bitch. The most different I was is I had a really hard time walking when I was even lightly inebriated. Like, my motor function, just gone. I would fall over or crawl across the floor just to get from room to room, giggling like a fucking goblin. Like, it was quite a time. Does the number of people your partner has been with matter? In my personal opinion, yes, because it's going to be indicative of how not only your relationship might start, but how it might end. Because, you know, if they've never had anybody before, then it's probably going to foretell that they're inexperienced and not really sure what to do in a relationship. On the contrary, the person could have like 20 partners, and you'll realize, oh shit, that's a slut, more than likely. You know, you give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but it can help you to figure out what it is and like, why did they have 20 different partners? Or why have you never had somebody before? You know, do a little bit of research into the person. What's your most liked color? Easy, cyan. But here are a couple of runner-ups that I'm also a big fan of. Something you find really bad. To the bone. Do you stream or make content with anyone else? As I've stated in the past, I sort of debuted with a small group of VTubers starting out. Unfortunately, the main person that was hosting that group quit everything, and with that, the group disbanded, sort of leaving me to float on my own. Nowadays, I just make the content that comes to my head or that's been in my head for a while. I don't stream at all, I don't have the upload rate for it really, or the want, since I prefer making planned content, but I do tend to pop up randomly in other people's streams. I have nothing against collabing and even seek it out if I can, because it's more fun to do things as a group than alone, in my opinion. Most recently, I've been popping up a lot on a fellow bear stream to help him out, because, you know, he's a bear. It's how we do. It's how we do?
That's how we do.
It's how we do!
That's how we
it's
do!
How we fucking do! Would you change for someone? Why? That's a hard question. I'm not really convinced that people can change themselves when it comes to, like, their most basic nature. It's not really a thing that I think exists. I mean, you can change your behavior and you can, like, make adjustments in your life for people, but as far as, like, full-blown evolve into something else, I can never see doing that. If the person cannot accept who I am for who I am, then why am I with them, you know? Are you mornings compared to at night? I have, for my entire life, always been a night person. I struggle to do mornings anytime I have to do mornings. I do everything at night, and most often I am always up through the entire night. That's just kind of how I turned out. Would you give someone a second chance? No, and I'm not going to get into why I wouldn't. Do you give people that hurt you a second chance to improve? How? Okay, I guess I will get into it then. So anybody who knows me knows that I hold infinite grudges. I am a man of endless spite, and when somebody hurts me or offends me, it comes down to two questions. Is this person important for my life? And is this person worthy of forgiveness? If the answer is no to either of those, I will remove them from my life and move on. Yes, it is true that nobody is perfect and people make mistakes, but it is also true that not everybody deserves forgiveness, especially when they willingly do those mistakes. Unless it is my exclusive responsibility or obligation, then I don't have to give a flying fuck about somebody who willingly hurt me. As far as I'm concerned, that person is dead and I've got one less headache to worry about going forward in my life. I'm bored as fuck. Suggest something to do. Doesn't matter what. Really? Doesn't matter what at all? Okay. Go play RuneScape and acquire the Trimmed Master Completionist Cape. I'll wait. We'll all fucking wait. Do you find people who can sing attractive? No. Not in the slightest. That's not an attractive quality to me. Good for you. I just don't find that attractive. Is your room clean? Okay, wait, I already answered this on a previous Tellonym, but I'll tell you what, I'll answer it again since I moved caves. And to answer it now, fuck you. Do you own a lot of guns? I mean, being American, it is part of the citizenship. You are supposed to be armed at all times because America. But that being said, yeah, I own a couple guns, maybe like 4, but when I buy guns, they're all for a purpose. Like, one's for hunting, one's for sport, one's for self-defense, and one is funny, because it makes a funny noise when you shoot it. So yeah, I'm not into collecting firearms, but I do like the Second Amendment because it makes me feel safer in this unsafe world. Have you ever been out of the country? Yes, as stated, I have left the country at least 3 times, because 3 times I visited my wife. I don't often travel without purpose, because I'm not much of a tourist. I'm not much of a tourist for, like, visiting areas. I do want to visit places like, you know, Japan and Ireland and stuff, but not only does that cost money, but I wouldn't even know where to start. So that's something that's, like, down the line. Maybe I'll plan that, but we'll see. Good at dancing? I don't know, you tell me. What do you drink a lot of? Diet Pepsi is the main thing I drink, but if I've had too much of that, I'll drink cranberry juice or just water. What would be your dream job? Either getting actually paid a sustainable wage to make videos like this, or being a director of some sorts for something. Either that or a voice actor for some part of a character. I don't know. There's a lot of things I'd like to be that I know I could never be. Favorite band? My taste in music is extremely diverse. I like almost everything, but the tried and true is generally in the nu metal category, so Disturbed, Avenged Sevenfold, those are probably classics, but I also like older metals like Ozzy Osbourne pretty well. Best shampoo? That would be Old Spice Bear Glove. Don't at me. Do you buy the newest model of phone when it comes out? So what I do for phones is, when my phone is finally on the verge of death, I go out and I buy the newest, most expensive phone I possibly can for the model. And then once I do that, that is my phone for the next 10 years. That way I stay decently ahead of the technological curve, and, you know, it stays as a good phone for a long time. Favorite YouTubers? Here on the screen now are my favorite YouTubers that I draw some inspiration from, or just a lot of enjoyment from watching their content. Were you a Nintendo or a Sega kid? Definitely Nintendo. I had an S, I had an SNES, I had DS's, I had DSi's, I had Game Boys, I had Game Boy Colors. Yeah, there was not a single Sega device in the entire house, I think. If I ever played anything on Sega, it was definitely at friends' houses. And even then, I was not into things like Sonic as much as I was Mario and Pokemon. If you could give a shout out to someone, who would you give it to? Oh, okay. A shout out is definitely different from, like, who's my favorite YouTubers. Let me think. Shoutouts to Simple Flips. I'm contractually obligated to say that. Shoutouts to Zuriel for Monkey Wrench, because it's criminally underrated and it needs more viewership. I don't understand why it doesn't have that. Shout out to Lilith Walther for the awesome low poly stuff. I love that style, and I'd commission myself a model like that if I could. Shoutouts to NCS Artist. I hope the new series goes well. I love the ship posts, so I'm sure the animation will go well. Shoutouts to Lazy Cats for the best rigged animations I've ever seen. God damn, those are smooth and well made. And shouts to the Desassy Owl, because I love watching those jiggy dances move. Those make me smile every time. If I could keep shouting, this video will be hours long, so let's cut it there for now. Maybe if somebody asks me something later similar to this, I'll say more, but that's it for now. And finally, question 100. Will you do more Fighters content or the new Budokai game when it comes out? Okay, since this is the last question, I'll take the most time answering it. If you've watched this far anyway, you must be a psychopath, so you'll definitely listen. Truth be told, I actually had about 3 videos prepared to release for the channel related to fighters. 2 of them were shenanigan-esque types of just like sparring, and the last one was a Janemba raid. Unfortunately, there was one person who was in all 3 videos that I recently had a bad falling out with, and as such, I was no longer comfortable uploading those projects. Since they were prominently in the videos all the way through, I had no choice but to scrap all 3 vids. This sort of left a huge creative gap in my schedule and in my head because all that hard work was just in vain. I haven't really found the same drive to continue making Fighters content, especially since Fighters is unfortunately getting a bit frustrating since we can't get custom raids to work or halfway decently challenging raids. The Fighters content on my channel still seems to be my most featured, so I guess I should upload something related to it. Problem is I don't know what and I don't know when. I'll probably throw up something eventually, but I don't know if it'll be as good as the Blue Fusion Fiesta 1. I guess time will tell. I don't even really know how many people actually give a shit anyway. As for the new game, I would be lying if I said I wasn't worried. Yes, it looks good. As somebody who enjoyed Budokai Tenkaichi 3 a ton, it's a dream come true to see it finally get a proper sequel and not whatever the fuck Ultimate Tenkaichi was, but it's 2024, and Xenoverse still exists. I'm gonna wait for a while after the new game launches so that I can see just how much of it is DLC based. Hopefully not at all, but once again, it's 2024, and you can't trust any modern game launch. If it's a good game, there'll probably be content made for it, but I don't think there will be something like the Fighters raids in it. If there are, that'll be dope. Woo! There you have it. 100 Tellonym answered. Like I said, this might just be how I do it from here on out, wait for a bunch of new questions and then bulk answer them. It's honestly probably better than trying to do 10 at a time every so often. It's more satisfying this way. This video was a lot of work as usual, so I'd appreciate any likes and subs you can toss my way, please. It gives me the dopamine to make more. Hope you got an answer you wanted to hear. Links to my Tellonym and our comfy, cozy Discord server are in the description below, as are a bunch of links to anybody I might have name dropped in the vid. Check them out if you haven't. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.